right, kia ora team, and welcome to episode 11 of Yarns with Beef and Matt, powered by LSKD. I'm Beef.
I'm Matt.
And today we have someone a little bit different, coming to us from the NRLW, that is the Women's National Rugby League. We have Broncos superstar, Brianna Clark. How are you?
Good, thank you. Not sure about the superstar part, but
Superstar, definitely.
Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah. Like I said, a little bit different because we normally, we've exclusively only had CrossFitters on here. But that's how we kind of got onto you. Paddy Orr is your agent, I guess.
Yeah, I jumped on with him just recently, so yeah.
Yeah, no, he fired through, said you were keen to jump on for a chat. So we thought, yeah, we'll give it a go.
100%.
All about Oceania athletes and that kind of stuff. And yeah, I actually did catch a game of yours the other week. You got sent off. And talk us through that.
Yeah, look, I hit her on the chin. Honestly, I thought it was a good hit because I felt the ball pop out. So I thought I'd hit her around the chest, but it was here. So I deserve the 10.
Minor discrepancy.
It was funny because I was like,
and the week on the benches.
Yeah, I thought I'll jump on and get a little bit of insight into Bri's career, and then I was like, oh, she's off. Okay, cool.
Did you want to give me all my excuses for the hit, or?
Yeah, we'll pass it on to the board.
She was falling into it.
Yeah. So, yes. Anyway, before we get into like your career now and all that kind of stuff, we want to know a little bit about you growing up. Like, give us an insight. Young Bri.
Young Bri. All right, so young Bri was born in Brisbane. Then my family, we moved up to Serena, like North Queensland. So grew up, did all my schooling, sport, until I went from like primary school through to high school there. Once I got out of school, through school I just played soccer and everything like that. Like my brothers played footy. It's a big footy town.
Yep.
Like Reuben Cotter, Daly Cherry Evans, like a bunch of like NRL people have come from there. So there's something in the water. So I just I was a little feral kid playing behind the post as a kid, like with all the boys and stuff. And then, but my sister was a really good soccer player. So I copied her naturally as a little sister.
Yep.
Played that up until I was 22, and I was kind of figuring out what I was doing with myself. And I had an opportunity to get like an apprenticeship as an electrician, because mum and dad were like, if you're not going to uni, get a trade. So I was like, well, I don't want to do uni. But then I also got an opportunity through soccer to head over to the States and do like the college soccer opportunity over there. So I went over there. It was meant to be for 4 years, but I just did a year and a half because I felt like I went back to like high school, kind of thing. Yeah, and I was when I got back from that, I was like very over playing soccer. And then I'd watched the World Cup on TV, and I was like, I like the Women's Rugby League World Cup.
Right. Yeah,
and I was like, oh, that looks like something I could get amongst. And so I went and played local football for the Mackay Magpies up in Mackay, and I think I played my first year and then started making like little rep, like getting a little bit further up in rep each year. And then, in 2020, I debuted for the Warriors. So, yeah.
So how old were you when you got back from the States? 22, 23?
I think I was 22, like 20. I think I just turned 22. Yeah.
Is that not a late start getting into league?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I did like through school and stuff. So I think I played under 7s for the Serena Koroks, maybe under 8s as well. And then I played in like a school boys competition when I was 12.
Yeah.
And funny story, I was like, because I was the only girl in the comp, and I played pretty well, like I did well. And then like right at the end, you know how you do like your handshakes and stuff, and none of the boys would shake my hand.
Oh, really?
And then oh come on. And then one of them said something at the end, so I just launched.
You cracked them.
No shit.
They just set me off. I was like, oh, I'm off all of you. Went on a little rampage, and then I had to like apologize, like send like a letter and like apologize to the whole school and everything. And I was like, they didn't apologize to me. And
You're gonna learn today.
Yeah, they did learn. And then so then I went back to my soccer and
Oh, that's fucking too funny, man.
Oh, always had that dog in you.
Yeah. So you debuted for the Warriors 2020, you said?
Yeah.
Right. That's is that when did the league start? 2018.
Yeah, I think it was 2018, and then that year was the COVID year.
Yeah.
So like they had to make it Aussie based, but only like 5 of the actual Warriors girls could come over from NZ, and then we were like based in Manly. And then they had the Aussie. It's kind of like a weird situation, but the Australian Jillaroos coach was coaching the Warriors that year, and he'd like sort of plucked all the like the up and coming girls like from like Australia and stuff, and made a team out of that.
Yeah.
And then
cool.
yeah, so that was my first year. Yeah.
Solid team to debut for.
Oh, it was. We had like Elliot Green and Varney Politi and all that. Like, yeah, he done well recruiting. Yeah.
Yeah. Sick. And from there,
and I've got a soft spot. I've got a soft spot for the Wars now. Yeah.
Up the Wars.
Yeah, 100%.
From there, I think I've seen on your Instagram you played for the Kiwis as well.
Yeah. So in that journey of like when I started with the Warriors, then I'd managed to get myself into like an extended squad for the Queensland Maroons. So I didn't quite make the team the first time. Then I made the team the second time. So I debuted in 2021 for Origin. And I kind of didn't love, like it's real high pressure and like cutthroat. You think you're doing all the right things and then you'll just get like dropped in a heartbeat and stuff. So I was a bit off them the year that I didn't they sort of cut me off after I had a good run the year before. And then because I'm good mates with Georgia Hale, I don't know if you know her, she's like she's one of the main Warriors, like captain side and stuff. And then she sort of, because she knew my nan and my mum were from like New Zealand, she's like, you're half Kiwi, hey? I was like, yeah, well, yeah.
Just I am now.
No time over there, but yeah, we could pretty much, yeah. And she's like, I'll let like Ricky know like that you're eligible and stuff. And like, would you like, well, if you ever, because you kind of have to sacrifice playing Origin to play like for a top tier team, like in the World Cup. So it was either Jillaroos or Kiwis, and I was kind of over that space anyway. And I'd played with a lot of the girls from that Warriors debut, and like they're like my best mates and had the best time. So I kind of waited up for ages just trying to figure out like, do I want to keep put myself through going like the QRL Origin stress, or do I want to go over to like England for 6 weeks with like all my mates and like around a team that like believes in me and stuff? And
sounds way more fun.
I jumped over on the Kiwis, and no regrets. I had the best time of my life. I got rookie of the year there as well, and I just found I played like the best footy I've played yet. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I think
it's black and white, baby.
All day.
So you guys, I did see that you made it through to the semi against England, I believe. How and was that? Like, did that wrap up the tournament? How was the tournament for you guys?
So we went to semi-final. We beat England.
Nice.
And then we went into the grand final against the Aussies, and then so the tournament was good. Like, we had a pretty good roster. I think we won. We managed to win all our games. The hardest game was against England. That was tough. They actually come out a lot better than I thought they were.
Yeah.
And then we'd played Aussie for our last round game, and we only lost to them by 2 points. So it was like 8-10. So we had like heat of confidence going into the semis and stuff. But then like the grand final, it blew out. We got smoked by the Aussies.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
it's definitely like the two top squads. I mean, rugby league's predominantly like down our end of the world. So, but,
100%. I was really impressed by England, to be honest. Yeah, and they've got a heap of girls coming. Well, I think there's maybe like 4 or 5 of the Super League girls have come over this year to debut in NRLW and give it a crack. So, yeah.
I'm actually born in England, so I can't really claim to be a Kiwis fan.
But you are, though.
Yeah. Oh, when they're winning, fucking up the Kiwis. Oh, awesome. Bringing it back, to your career then. So, what happened with the Warriors? They're not in the competition anymore.
No, they after that 2020, so that after that season, then they decided they couldn't afford to come into the comp or something like that. I honestly don't really know all the details, but apparently it's funding and the COVID thing kind of set them back. But so they brought in 4 new teams this year, and I was hoping they might have been one of the 4, but they haven't yet. But I think they're aiming for like the 2027.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's
So
funding.
hopefully they'll be back soon. They should be, because they were like the original team, like one of the first 4 originals. So they should be first pick.
In New Zealand's always been pretty average for sport. So hopefully they get back in there. I mean, I don't see why not. They've already been in the competition, so.
Yeah, and they do so well, like considering like the grass, like they don't have exactly the same amount of funding, grassroots footy stuff, and that sort of support. So there's just so much talent there that just needs to be helped and given opportunity. Yeah,
100%.
And that like NRLW, that being taken away from the girls, it doesn't really give them anything to sort of strive for unless they're going to move over to Aussie and sort of get into the system that way. Like, it's hard.
And that can happen for a lot of our up and coming league stars. I know a few mates who got sent over, played for the Titans back in the day, and it seems like that has been the move for Kiwis, especially in the rugby league space for the longest time. It's like, okay, I'm going to go play for the Broncos or play for Gold Coast. And
but they have they've got all the talent and everything. They got the teams there, but they just need like it properly set up, and then they can make those pathways for people so they don't have to like move away from family and stuff. Because I find that's probably like the hardest part usually for Kiwis is like moving away and like away from family and stuff that they rely on. And
there's a lot of sport in this country. Like there's just no pathway for success, and like you say, they leave school and go get a trade, and then they just get stuck in the loop. So there's a long way to go, in my opinion. But we don't need to go all doom and gloom on that.
No,
so
they've produced plenty of talent, that's for sure.
So from the Warriors, was it straight to Manly from there?
Oh no, so we were based in Manly at Warriors. Like that's because they made an Australia-based one because of COVID.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then after that, I ended up signing with the Titans. So I had a season with the Titans, and then I ended up signing with the Broncos the following year.
Okay. Why do they have in my head you played for the Sea Eagles?
I think because I said that we were based in Manly.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I told you I'd say something stupid.
No stress. Okay,
not even in the comp, but that's fine.
We'll cut that out. It's fine. No worries. We're in charge here.
We're leaving that in there. Sick. Okay, so this season with the Broncos, how's that been? How you guys performing?
Yeah, so we are 2 for 2. So we've had 2 wins, 2 losses. We had a shaky start, and then we come through with a good couple of wins. And then we've kind of like, we've had people out with like HIAs. Like we haven't had a full squad on the field yet.
Right.
So for considering like how well and the moments of really good we've had is very like exciting, because we've got, I think the next 4 rounds that we have like a do or die kind of thing with the position that we put ourselves in from like letting games slip and stuff.
Yeah.
But like the whole season, the season's been great. Like we got Scott Prince as a coach and his little entourage. Like they're the best blokes ever. They're the reason why I re-signed with Bronx, because I knew they were coming in. Because he's been my coach like for club and stuff, and just the way they run things, and it makes it so much easier and like real simple and stuff. But I feel like these next few weeks it will be a lot better. Just we've got like a new spine and everything, so we're just still working it out.
Fair enough.
Awesome. Does the women's season run same as the men? Like, is it the same timeline, or is it a shorter season?
Way shorter season. So we've got 9 rounds, 9 like just normal rounds, and then we'll go into like a semi-final, grand final, and then they've timed that in, so our grand final will be like a double header with the men's grand final.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. So we have a later start and finish the same time as the men.
You said before that the Warriors were looking to come back in. Do you guys get kept in the loop? Like, are they constantly talking about expanding the league, adding more teams? Like, is that a constant conversation?
Yeah, there's been a lot going on with that, like with the expansion. So with the AFL and stuff, they kind of just threw like a whole bunch of teams in. Like they just added like 10 teams, and it like watered down the competition like big time. So you'll have teams blowing other teams out of the park like by a mile. So we've kind of been going back and forth with like NRL and that, because they want to chuck in like, they're saying they want like 16 teams by this time, and we're like, please don't do that to us, because like we haven't got the amount, like the talent, like we want to
the
keep
talent
it like
pool's a lot
quality.
smaller. Yeah.
Yeah, we want the quality over it so people will watch it and
Yes.
like
No,
enjoy
that's
it.
true.
And the last expansion they did, they added the 4 teams, and we were all kind of like, oh, like we could have just done with the 2 and then maybe doubled rounds kind of thing, just so it's because they had to recruit like 200 or something new players kind of thing, like to fill those teams. And but it's ended up really well. Like the quality is really good, and like each week you don't know who's going to win. Like it's actually been a lot good, like a lot better than we thought.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they'll just as long as we just keep it like small bits at a time, we'll be all right.
Yeah, I think that's if you add too many, like you said, the talent's going to be low. Like even watching that game the other week, just the difference between other women's sports and league, like I was fucking terrified, man. I was like, I wouldn't get on the field with you girls at all. But it looks like it's really good to watch, and like I watched the whole game and was like, it's good. It's good.
Definitely.
And you got yellow carded. And you got yellow carded. So we'll drop that back in.
I couldn't believe it, hey, because like
2 yellows, at one stage.
So we had 11 people on the field because I got sent like for my high tackle, and then literally I think it was a minute later one of our girls did the hip drop tackle. I don't know if you've heard of
what's the fucking hip drop, man? I couldn't, because the commentators didn't explain it like that's clearly a hip drop. I'm like, what the fuck's a hip drop? But anyway,
because no one really knows what like it's literally when you go into a tackle and then you just drop your legs kind of thing, and then they tend to like land on people's legs, but it's by accident. It's like you're just dropping your weight to pull them, like anchor them down pretty much. But it is dangerous. But there's also times where it's like you'll be like flying across into a tackle and you'll lose your legs kind of thing. Like it's just momentum, and they'll call it a hip drop and stuff. And then, but yeah, it's like an instant bin, like you're done, dangerous. Like they don't really, like you'll watch one hip drop and you're like, oh yeah, that's a hip drop. And then you'll watch another one where someone's like sort of half flung off someone and it hasn't even hit their legs, and they're like, oh, not hip drop, you're gone as well. So you're kind of like,
what's the rule here? Yeah.
But the funny thing about that, so the girl that got sent off after me, she literally just come on the field, took a tackle, and she was in La La Land. She was like, she had a got a head knock. She like stumbled back. Like when we've rewatched the video, you see her like stumble back and mark her. And she was literally not there. Like she was sleeping like after the game. Because she come into the bin with me and she was like, what are you in here for? And I was like,
sorry?
High tackle. Like, weren't we just on the same field?
Yeah.
And then I was kind of like just sort of pacing around because I didn't want to get I wanted to like stay warm while I was in there. And then like a minute later, she's like, babes, why are you here? And I was like, I kind of got like frustrated. I'm like, oh, high tackle.
Are you rubbing it in?
Like, we just had this conversation. And I was like, serious? Like, and then she was just sitting there in La La Land, and then it wasn't until after the game when like they'd figured out that she wasn't there, because she was like, oh, are we done? Like, she didn't know what day. She didn't even, she thought we were in May when they asked her. They're like, what month are we in? She's like, I think it's May.
Is she all good now? Like
well, she had to have like the 11-day stand down, and she went to hospital that night and stuff. Like, it was bad. And she said her fiance was like as frustrated with her as me, because he reckons that she just kept asking the same questions over and over.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Safe sport, team. Safe sport.
But the fact that she was on autopilot out there, like just still playing, tackling and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, fair enough.
It was actually kind of lucky that she got sent off to save her.
Yeah.
Oh,
far out.
That's unreal, man. Definitely, the girls can put it on just as hard as the boys.
And then the week before, one of our girls broke her wrist and still played the rest of the game.
No, it's the girls play harder, man. I involved with a soccer team here. Just the college one, and just some of the hits they get, even just playing like, I know it's not fucking rugby, but they'll go over, and this one chick played on with a fractured leg. And then she was like, the next day, her parents, she was like, fuck, my like legs real sore. When they had scans, like, it was fractured. I was like, I reckon girls just get on with it a bit more, I think.
Yeah, because you don't want to be that one that's like, get me off.
I think that's a perfect.
You want to play a stupid sport where you're running into each other. You don't want to get.
I think that's a perfect segue to get on to this next topic, because we did want to touch on it. It's a fairly male-dominated sport. rugby league.
Yeah.
How, even though you started a bit late, you're in your sort of early to mid 20s, how was it shifting into that? Has it ever been a struggle for you playing in, what is essentially a male sport?
So yeah, probably in like those first couple of years when it was just club football in Mackay, like it's just kind of trying to get. So we would be pushed off into like we'd get like a corner, like some backfield, no lights. You'd have like two busted balls that you're trying to like pass around at a flat, and you just like, and then that was kind of the main thing that was probably the hardest to like start with, is just trying to get the same sort of, just get a field or half a field, and then like you'd get half of a field and then the blokes are running their plays through your training session. And we're all just there like, are you serious? Like so that was probably the hardest thing. It's gotten a lot better now. Like we're like in the BMD comp that we have here in Queensland, it's like A grade women's kind of football here. And like now they sort of work really well. Like we'll have our time schedules, like the men will do their gym, we'll be on field, and like we'll like it's all getting a lot better in that sense. And a lot of the guys are getting behind it too. Hey, like I think since watching the NRLW and like getting more exposure and stuff, like, and seeing that the quality, it is good quality, like, and it's getting better each year. Like you still get all the stupid comments and stuff when you look at comments, but just don't look at comments. But I think a majority of people are actually getting behind it. Like I remember when I went away for work in town, like people were like a lot of the blokes were like asking me about it, and like they'll like compliment it, and they're actually really interested. And then guys that hadn't really watched it, like after meeting me and stuff and like talking about it, I'll show them some video and all that sort of stuff, and they're like, oh right, okay, like, and then like now they'll message me and like, good game, and like this is like loving it, and it's good. Like it's getting more. I think it's the more you sort of talk to people about it, and like like you just take away the fact that it's a women's sport and like away from what it actually is, like the actual product, like, because it is good to watch.
100%.
Yeah,
there's definitely a shift in the narrative at the moment, and I think I hate that, like even like you explaining, it was pretty much disregarded. Like, okay, you go over there, you can do that over there. It's a bit shit, and I think I'm pretty sure it was you shared one of our reels on your story, and I think you said quit putting, there was the one with Rogan, and it was like quit like putting people into different categories, and athlete's an athlete, and I think that's a huge narrative that we should be pushing, because we watched a few highlights of you, and you put it on just as just as hard as, well, probably harder than us anyway. So
we talked about run it straight challenges on one of them, I think with Jake Douglas. I was like, don't bring it up with Bri. Not keen.
Yeah, okay, that's but yeah, did you, I think you just mentioned work, so you're working outside of the game of league as well?
I've kind of like slowed up with like I'm not working like a full-time job now, because I'm like, it's getting better, like easier with our new contracting and everything, like we're getting more for what we're doing. So I haven't got the stress of actually having to do full-time work. But like in the last few years, and girls are still doing it, there's like full-time mums, full-time work and all that sort of stuff. So because we are like semi-professional, like our sessions can't start until 3:30 p.m. onwards, so people can still work and then get to training on time and everything like that. But yeah, in the past I've worked Monday to Friday, like steel construction and all that sort of stuff, just because you got to pay your bills and everything like that. And then it kind of keeps you sane during the day and stuff. But I really would love to be a full-time athlete. Like I hope that is kind of in the pipeline for the next 5 or so years. Like because it just make our lives so much easier. Like, when you come home from like work and you're off to training, so you don't get done training. Like we don't get out till like 8:30, 9 p.m.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And so if you start work at 6 a.m., like that's a huge day. Like
it's a huge shift.
And trying to like get your body right, like stay hydrated and fed enough and everything to like actually perform through the week and recover well. It's kind of a backward step trying to do it all, like a burnout.
It's something that like I know a lot of male athletes like listening to that wouldn't even know, because they don't have to experience that. And it is fucking shit, to be fair. Like just working with a college team here, just there has been massive advances in like women's sport, and as it fucking should. But still at that like school level, like watching a game the other week, and this is the girls' first 11 football team, soccer team. So it's supposed to be the top team, and then behind them on the other field was one of the junior teams, like just a random year 9 team, and like they had like drink bottles and shirts and everything like that, and the girls have to bring their own fucking water bottles because the school wouldn't fund it. I was like, fucking 2023, and this is supposed to be the top team, and you guys don't want to buy them fucking drink bottles. Sorry for swearing so much. But yeah, it's I mean, it has, I'm looking forward to seeing the landscape change even more over the next few years. So,
They just feel like, I just feel like they just need to prioritize, and they can organize things. Like, you can even, like, I work for Rebel at the moment, like Rebel Sport, and they even do like, say if you register your new team with them, they'll give you like an amount of money to get all your basic stuff for teams and stuff. Like, there's so many things that they can do, like and it's not that expensive. Like for some plastic water bottles.
You gotta think it's pretty stupid, but anyway.
I will quickly reset.
But yeah, hopefully it's getting better. Like, and I know after like, I don't know if you've watched the FIFA World Cup and stuff, and how much attention was around the Matildas and what they did. Like, I feel like there'll be a big change after that. And yeah, credit to those girls, because they literally changed everyone's perspective of soccer even.
Talking about the Women's World Cup, like you said, that it was really cool just to see, and I think there was a thing going around on most people's stories, that it was cool just to see like blokes texting the mates going, oh, do you want to go watch the soccer? Like, instead of I know someone that's playing, or like my daughter's playing, or my sister's playing. It was just going to watch the sport. I think it was really, really cool to see that.
I love that. Yeah.
100%.
I think it's epic too, because it's like we're still in the early days with the women's NRL. So in a sense, you're like a pioneer leading the way. It's going to be cool to see where we're at in 5-10 years. And this conversation may be irrelevant, you know? So that's hopefully.
It'll just be like the normal full-time athletes. They've got the women's and men's going on. They've got a whole schedule through the year. Like, it'll be, I'm excited for it. And like, if I'm not still playing in that time, I'll be like stoked to see the new girls come through and have all that opportunity and stuff like us paving the way. Because I feel lucky now, because there was girls before us, like in the NRLW, that they were paying for flights to go to like their own flights and things like that to get over for World Cups and things. Like, it's actually crazy what some of those women have had to like get through, and like working full time, and crazy.
That's insane.
But, and I just know that the quality will be so much better when you've got your grassroots girls coming, like playing from under 7s through to 19s, and then going into like an open women's A grade team kind of thing. Like, you can already tell now when you get the 19s girls coming through that just their skill level is way better than ours, and their vision and like footy smarts. But we just got to toughen them up a little bit. That's all.
It comes of age, but like, like you say, like seeing them, like their skills, like if you get taught from a young age, like how most of the guys were, then if you grow up knowing those skills, then of course you're gonna.
It's way more natural for them. Like, to us, where we're like very conscious of what we have to do out there.
You're going to come up here playing the big leagues, you're going to get hit. You're gonna get hit real good.
But he's going to hit you high too. Watch that.
Watch that chin.
Oh, don't say that. So funny thing, because like in my club league here, I had a bad season for getting like binned and like suspended and stuff. And when Princey signed me, he's like, because he was watching obviously, and he's like, if you get one more rap, like one more suspension, report, anything like that, you owe me $200. So for the kitty at the end of the year. So every time he sees me, he's like, you got that 200, hey? Like, he reminds me everything. And I was like, what if I score a try? Does that like minus $200? Like, to like, cause I feel like I don't get anything out of this deal that we've got. But he's like, nah, that's 200 straight up.
Surely
hopefully,
put you in the green.
I got a clean wrap. Otherwise, I'll have no contract money left by the end of the season.
Spend on yellow cards.
Damn it. At least it'll be a good party at the end of the year.
Shit,
So good. So you've been in the sport for a few years now. Who would you say has been the toughest team to go up against?
Toughest team to go up against. For me, so because like when I was growing up and stuff, I always wanted to be a Bronco.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was my main team, and then I'd managed to get myself into the Warriors, and then like I kind of went through like a little, like different little journey to get up there. But they were always like the team, like that real intimidating team, like real professional and everything like that. So you know when they had like Millie Boyles, like their original teams, like back in like 19 and 20, like they were like three-peat, like hadn't lost, they'd back-to-back premiership and stuff. So I think it was more, they were probably the toughest team like that early year there. But now I'm kind of just, I don't really get scared of opponents and stuff. And like, I kind of just, I've like this weird sense of confidence where I'm like, it's either me or you, like,
yeah.
Either way, like, yeah. So I don't stress myself out on that stuff anymore. Like, I think that comes with experience as well.
Yeah,
like,
I think just even watching on TV, you definitely have that presence on the field, like ball in hand. It's up the guts, and you don't show any fear anyway.
When you try to do fancy stuff, you just get put on your back. Just like run it straight. Stick to what you know. Yeah.
Oh,
run it straight. Run it straight.
not but like as like probably a particular person that I've always like thought were like, you get a bit nervous when they're on the field is probably Amber Hall. I don't know. She's a Kiwi as well, if you've ever heard of her. But she's actually got she's out for the season though with an injury. But yeah, she's one of the I reckon she's my favorite player. Like
how good.
And don't run near her. Avoid that at all costs.
Is it? Pass that one on.
The old footwork. Away.
Awesome. Do you have any other big ambitions for your career moving forward? Obviously, you've made the dream team. Is there anywhere else you'd like to head through your career?
I think so. With my signing, like I ended up signing with Broncos because every year it's kind of been like a 1-year contract. This season, I've signed for 3 years with Broncos, and with that in mind, it was like I want to settle into a team because like every year you kind of feel like the new kid on the block and trying to like feel a bit uncomfortable. Like with this, I just want to settle into Bronx and like maybe like become like a household name for like Brisbane Broncos and stuff. Like play good footy and consistent footy and like build that little fan base kind of thing in Brisbane. I've been really like I've kind of ticked a lot off already, so I want to just be consistent now. Like I managed to play. I played for Aussie. I'm a bit of a fraud, so I played for the PM's 13. That was my first rep thing that I made. So I played green and gold there. After that, I managed to make the Origin team, so I debuted at Origin, and then I've played for Kiwis now. So I'm excited to play test matches. I think we've got a try series at the end of the year for a test. So I just want to just play good footy and just be like a well-known player in the game. Try to get like, I'm no Ali Brigginshaw, but like I still want to be in that sort of league eventually with those girls.
Bring home the chip.
Are you going to carry on playing for the Kiwis?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Sick.
So,
yeah. I was stuck.
Before you're about to break everyone's hearts.
No, I'm happy.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll claim you. We're happy to do so.
Got to look forward to there. I'm actually so excited for it.
Sweet. Not to call you out too much. Have you been to New Zealand?
For a school trip.
Oh, nice. You are a Kiwi then, really.
So I went to Queenstown for a week and I loved it. And I always told myself for years, I'm like, yep, that'll be my next holiday. Go back to that. And then literally the last time I'd gone was Kiwis camp.
Right.
For like a week before we flew out to England. But after this season, like I live with my nan, and she's gonna take me. Like I'm gonna meet her back up after we do the test matches and stuff. Meet her in NZ, and she's gonna go show me like where she grew up and where we're all from and everything like that. So I am gonna dig into it. I just haven't had time. So after this season, I'm gonna spend some time and do it properly. Yeah.
Awesome.
That's good.
So I'm not a complete fraud, but
you can start the Warriors back up again. You can be.
Oh, I know. I would love to. That's actually probably something that I would like to do, like post career kind of thing. Is if I can help in that space, or like try like go over and do like have like training camps and like sort of scout stuff and give them because they deserve it.
I was
I want
gonna
to see the wild.
I was gonna touch on that. Like, do you guys do much with like schools around your area to like promote the women's game more in schools and that?
Yeah, we do. We do a heap of community work and stuff. It's like through the clubs and stuff. So we'll go do yeah, like appearances at schools and get the kids all involved, and then they'll go do like hospital visits and stuff, and then yeah, there's like disability like workshops and stuff where they get the kids involved, and
Oh, that's
yeah, like we do a lot of community stuff, and it's probably one of the best parts of the job, to be honest. Yeah,
I bet.
yeah.
Just
Very
going on that, what would you say? Because I still think that there's a long way to go for especially schools and that getting the girls involved. What would you say if there's like a young girl listening now who wanted to get into that but was scared of it being, you know, males only play that sport type thing? What's some advice you'd give to them?
Just go for it. Like, don't be afraid. Just if you want to do it, go do it, because there's women like Ali Brigginshaw, me, like all of us girls, we jumped in and played against the boys, and we're the ones in NRLW and stuff. So go test yourself and put yourself against like the bigger boys and stuff, and you'll prove to yourself that you are stronger than you think. Like, and you can compete with guys, with boys and stuff.
Yeah.
And you'll come out with a much better mind frame because you won't doubt yourself as much. Yeah.
I think that's huge. I've been on the sideline watching some junior rugby, and like I've seen girls bowl over a couple of guys. Like, they'll cry. They're just like 12-year-old boy crying because a 10-year-old girl bowled him over, and like their parents are getting furious, and it's like, just back yourself, because most guys are pussies anyway. So don't get into it.
Wow. Bit of a statement there.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome.
And usually it's like the little boys, like from my experience, like all the little boys were so mean to us, and then like they get you angry enough, and then they regret it real quick.
Yeah, I'm more than happy to run you over. Do you think there's anything more that the league or the players could be doing to promote the game, to be getting more? I guess what I'm getting at here is kind of like, I guess the gender pay gap. And I think our understanding, we don't understand the money, but our understanding of the pay gap is that the guys are putting bums in seats, pretty much, selling tickets, people are showing up. Do you think there is anything that the league should be doing, or the players should be doing, that can help get more people to the games, get more people involved, so that you guys' pay can increase and this can be a full-time thing?
Yeah. We aren't really having a problem with getting views and stuff like that. Like, our viewing and everything is getting bigger every year.
Sweet.
I don't know it's kind of hard. Like, it is a new sport and it is new to everyone. And what we have found, like with the women's like Origin series and stuff, say they put us on before the men, it's kind of, we get less out of it than being a standalone competition. So
right.
I think probably what they need to do is, it just needs to be more broadcasted, and like, I guess what's the word, publicized and stuff, what's going on and when it is and everything like that, to get people to watch and stuff by itself, because then we get more money around our own sport than being like second down from the men's. Like
you guys be the main event.
Yeah, like we need to be the main event, and then it needs to be at an appropriate time for like when you want to. So families want to take their kids and stuff. Like, it's not a school night, or like 8 o'clock at night and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So there just needs to be a bit more planning around that. But like, we are getting, our views and everything is so much better than what it has been in the past. So so they are doing the right things.
Yes,
it's just a matter of time, kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, because it definitely can be done. I mean, we just saw it happen with the Women's FIFA World Cup, and Australia and New Zealand got behind every single team. Like you said, people were just going to watch the footy.
Yeah.
So,
and that's been a long time coming too. Like, that didn't happen overnight. Like, until like the women's soccer has been brushed for years and years, like until this year, pretty much. So yeah.
Well, it's like a double header, because soccer this side of the world isn't massive. It's just like, even the men's game isn't that big. And then the women's soccer again is like going to get even further brushed aside. But I think it was good of FIFA, because FIFA's obviously got a lot of money, so they could pump a lot of money into the stadiums and that, and they upgraded a shitload of just even around like the Waikato where we live in New Zealand, they upgraded like a bunch of like clubs, just not like everyday clubs, so that their women's teams could come over and like use it as a training facility. But like the clubs benefit from that, like they got upgraded turf and that kind of stuff, which was pretty cool.
Yeah. And you hope their women's clubs get to use it now.
Yeah. Well, they do. They left all the equipment
Surely.
there as well. Like all the training equipment got left
water
there.
bottles.
Yeah. Oh, don't push it, Bri.
Settle down.
That's awesome.
I think you mentioned before you're living with your nan, and you're gonna come over here, and she's gonna show you where you're from. Where are you from?
Yeah. So, my mum was born in Napier.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And her father was born in Napier as well. And then Nan is from, is it Te Koporu? Tekopur?
Te Koporu?
Yeah.
Not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure what that is.
Like Dargaville and all that sort of stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Good Coomera
So
and
we're going to do
Dargaville. Ask for the
we're
Coomera.
gonna do it.
I'm the worst person geographically, but yeah.
I was going to Google it, but I actually don't care that much.
Wow.
Sorry.
Sorry to any listeners from Te Koporu.
Sure, it's a lovely spot, man. Napier got smashed.
Yeah.
Did you see Napier? They got smashed by it's months ago now. They had a hurricane go through. Man, that place is
Oh,
still,
yeah, and all the flooding and everything?
Yeah. We went there.
Yeah, it was pretty wild.
Yeah, it's still pretty fucked, eh?
Yeah, really?
So
that'll be a good visit then.
Yeah, sweet. Used to be some houses there.
Plenty of landslides.
Yeah.
We shouldn't
Just
laugh
step
about
over
that.
the
That's
power
not
lines
funny.
and things.
Oh well. Shall we lead into... Oh, I hate that I know what's coming.
Yeah, that's the hardest bit. We can skip this part. Anyone that's played footy knows what's about to happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
as the listeners, viewers would know, we like to ask our guests to leave us a little workout to take on. Typically, we've had CrossFit athletes or CrossFit competition directors on, so they're very good at giving us CrossFit workouts, but we have asked you to give us a footy conditioning piece that we can take on.
Flashback.
Did you get our message about the workout?
Yeah, I've got a good one for you.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lovely. All right. So
Have you heard of the Bronco? Or?
fuck!
I told you.
I was like, if she slaps us with a Bronco, I'm quitting, man.
That's literally my reaction every time I hear that we're doing one at training. So, yeah.
So we're not asking you that at the end anymore.
yes, you are. I want to see this.
Oh,
Wow.
sick.
Okay, that'll be fun. Haven't done that since I played. All right.
Yeah.
End of flashback.
Would you like to lay that out for us?
All right. So I'm giving you the glorious Bronco run. So it's a baseline fitness test that we test. So they usually do it like the week of preseason and probably like the last week of preseason to give you a little baseline of where you're at. So you're going to go to a footy field.
Yep.
You jump on the try line.
Yep.
You put a mark on the 20 meters, the 40 meters, and the 60 meters. And it's a time trial. So you got 5 reps, and 1 rep is out to the 20 back, 40 back, and 60 back.
Mm-hmm.
And you're doing that 5 times for time. And good luck. And honestly, it is the most anxiety-ridden test yet.
It's
like,
just...
Once you hear we're doing a Bronco, everyone's just like, oh, no.
Oh, that hamstring's playing up again.
I'll give you a little tip to shave some time off your thing. So when you, like every time you get to a line, you go short feet and then you want to turn your whole body and push off back the way you can. Because like a lot of people will try to do like the loops. But yeah, if you can do short feet and push off and concentrate on your first 3 steps out, you'll be fast. You'll be fast as fuck.
I heard also if you do 3 reps instead of 5, I heard it's way quicker too.
That would save a lot of time off you.
Have you got a PR for that?
I think my fastest I managed to do once out of a blue moon. I don't know even how I pulled it out of my ass, but I think I did 5:52.
Shit, sub 6.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
But then usually, like generally, I'm sitting around like the 6-minute mark.
Yeah.
I'm happy just to hit 6 minutes. Anything with the 5s, I'm stoked.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't even tell you how quick I've done one. I've done 2 in my life. I did one at rugby training, and we did one down at the CrossFit gym, actually. We had a coach involved who was into footy.
Yeah.
I fired him real quick. No. No.
Yeah, well, let me know what times you get. And if you get under 6, I'll shout you a beer when I'm in NZ.
There we go.
Now we're
Koperu. Let's go.
But I want to see it before and after video too.
All right. Well, we try to do a little bit of video on all of our workouts, but
yeah.
Oh, perfect.
We'll get the drone out too.
We definitely get a bit of content in, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because I have no problem not doing it at the same time as you, because that'll just make me feel shit.
I might get my footy boots out for this. They're somewhere.
Yeah, dust them off.
I reckon bare feet, grassroots, surely.
Comeback season. Yeah, TA Maris.
Good luck.
I'm coming back.
Okay. We're wrapping it up.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up there. Hey, Bri, thank you so much for coming on. Really appreciate it. Hopefully you viewers got something out of it. Bit of a behind the scenes on the NRLW.
Yeah, no, it's been a real insightful chat, and thank you for coming on again and sharing your story. And
is there anyone you want to shout out before you go? Any shameless plugs?
Not off the top of my head, sorry.
No.
I wish so. Nah.
Your
But
nan?
thank you so much for having me, and hopefully you enjoy the rest of the season and watching us girls.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll be in the top 4 at least after the next couple of weeks.
How many points out are you now?
Oh, we're at 6th at the moment.
Yeah.
And we got some. I think we're desperate at the moment, so we've got to win all of our games so far.
If you stay on the field,
Yeah.
you'll have a better chance, Bri.
I will stay on the field.
Yeah.
Very good.
Hey, best of luck for the rest of the season.
Before we sign off completely, I know Maroons, how good, but can we get a real quick up the wires?
Go on.
Oh, of course. Up the wires.
Yeah. Up the wires.
All right, Bri.
Awesome. Thanks for
Just
chatting with us.
Don't show the Bronx this one.
Sweet.
It's fine. They're not even in the competition at the moment. You're right.
All right. Easy. All
Up
right.
the wires. All
Thanks, Bri.
Thanks,
Awesome.
guys.
You have a good
All right.
one.
Catch up.
You too. Bye.